Hello everyone, welcome back to another brand new video, and today I will be doing yet another anime review, this time for Dandadan Season 2, which has just wrapped up this September. I reviewed Dandadan Season 1 last year, and it was such a breath of fresh air. I had a lot of fun, and I ended up giving it a 7.5, which in retrospect probably should have been an 8, but nonetheless, how did Season 2 turn out? Well, it was even better. Dandadan Season 2 has been the most fun I've had watching anime since I've started, and I'm excited to talk about it today. And before we start, I did review Season 1 going episode by episode with my color rankings, but today I will not be doing that. I plan on making a video ranking every Dandadan episode from worst to best in the next couple of weeks or so, and that's when you'll get my in-depth episode thoughts. But for now, I'll just be talking about the season as a whole. Sound good? Alright. Time to jump into things. First things first, I actually want to talk about the Evil Eye movie. Dandadan did this special thing for Season 1, where the first 3 episodes were released in theaters as a movie. I didn't end up seeing it because I didn't start watching Dandadan until week 2 of its run. However, Dandadan brought this back, packaging the first 3 episodes of Season 2 as the Evil Eye movie. And with myself now being a full-fledged fan, I went and saw it. And seeing the first 3 episodes early was a treat, especially because these 3 episodes are really damn good. I selfishly wish episode 4 was included because seeing that one on the big screen would have been fantastic, but limiting it to just the first 3 episodes was the correct choice. A lot of the movie revolves around the namesake Evil Eye. The Evil Eye possesses Gigi, shows us his tragic backstory of his human life, and has a great fight against Okarun. Overall, the movie was a great experience, and if Dandadan keeps doing this, I'll be going every time. And if you're a fan, I recommend you do too. That brings us to our first Dandadan Thursday, the season's official release. I sat down, ready to rewatch the first episode and see that brand new opening. Otonoke was widely regarded as an all-time great anime opening, and a lot of the fanbase was sad to see it go, with some even hoping that Otonoke could somehow stay as the opening. Well, fitting with the theme of Season 2 improving on Season 1, our brand new opening was even better. I think On the Way is more of an all-time great anime opening than Otonoke was, and seeing some of the fandom complaining about its inferiority baffled me a bit. This opening, without fail, got me hyped for the incoming episode every time. I also like that On the Way actually has substance. The shots of Okarun seeing Momo in color and the rest of the world in black and white actually has meaning, and it's super cool. And don't even get me started on the beat drop as Okarun grabs Momo's hand as the entire opening shifts into color. This opening just has so much sauce. Dandadan Season 2 covers 3 major story arcs: the Cursed House arc, the Evil Eye arc, and the Kaiju arc. All are very different and provide their own unique style and flair. All 3 also have unique action sequences. The final action scene of the Cursed House arc is a grand-scale Avengers Endgame-esque fight with all our different major characters seeing the field of play. The final action scene of the Evil Eye arc is a brief fight between Okarun and Evil Eye that ends before the opening can even hit. And the final action scene of the Kaiju arc is a full-fledged Kaiju versus Mecha fight. Dandadan never feels samey. Despite only working with spirits and aliens as enemies, which are 2 enemy types that have been done to death and are tropey, Dandadan always makes it feel fresh, whether that be with setting, characters, or color. Real quick, I want to briefly touch on the color filters. One of my favorite parts of Season 1 was how each new action sequence had its own distinct color or filter, adding to that unique feel. We get a couple of new ones this season: purple for the Evil Eye, orange for the subterranean reveal, a black and white with color for the music composers, and a muted green for the Kaiju. This is still a fantastic idea, and I hope Science Saru continues doing this because it makes every new enemy encountered feel special. I'd also like to mention how funny Dandadan is. It's generally difficult to get me to laugh at shows or movies, but with Dandadan, it's effortless. Turbo Granny brings the humor to the Cursed House arc, chastising Okarun for falling into the slime trying to save her.
I'm gonna be stuck for all eternity in goddamn worm goo.
That being said, there's a new star of the show in the humor department, and his name is Kinta Sakata. Kinta's intro episode is genuinely some of the funniest anime I've seen so far. My favorite moment in particular is Kinta trying to sneakily follow Momo and Okarun, only for him to kick a bucket loud as hell and just ruin everything.
They seem lost, so they don't live here.
Also, the show goes out of its way to give him his own theme song that he uses when he attempts to fight the Golden Ball. It's all so funny.
Here goes Jet Stream Attack!
Dude, you didn't do jack!
That's another thing. The score is incredible. As I just mentioned, Kinta has his own theme, it being a triumphant cheesy anime theme. Well, Evil Eye has one as well, but his is an intense techno theme. The kaiju also gets one, and it is a clear reference to previous themes of Godzilla, but with its own Dandadan synth style. Science Saru just has a knack for elevating almost every scene they adapt. Doesn't matter if it needs to be elevated visually or sonically, Science Saru's got you covered. Now, let's talk characters. In a 12-episode season, we managed to get great content for pretty much everyone across the board. Okarun levels up his confidence and fighting ability, defeating the Evil Eye all by himself multiple times. Momo saves the day at the cursed house with her quick thinking using the worm, and gets a new job to help get some money. Ira doesn't do a whole lot, but she still gets quick character moments and her own dedicated fight alongside Okarun. Gigi gets possessed by the Evil Eye and is the catalyst for the first 2/3 of the season. Granny Seiko gets to fight something for the first time since episode 3, and we learn more about her kind-hearted, generous nature. We even meet a brand new character, Kinta, and he's an absolute riot. I can keep going, but you get the idea. Dandadan just does a fantastic job at balancing its characters. With how much crazy, wacky things happen across the series, we still find time to check in with our characters and get genuine moments. At the crux of this is the Momo-Okarun romance, and this season we get some great advancements. I love the slow burn of this relationship, giving just enough for us to feel satisfied and never overdoing it. Starting with a near-death hug, moving into an accidental handhold, then of course a purposeful handhold, but now I suspect we're going to hit a bit of a roadblock and deal with the wrath of Momo Ayase, because the season ends with Okarun getting kissed by a woman that isn't her. Speaking of, let's go over that last shot. The final thing you see in Dandadan Season 2, the shot of the house exploding behind Momo as the nanoskin heart breaks in her hands. Not only is this shot incredible on its own, but it's also a callback to the final shot of episode 1, with the UFO exploding behind Momo, a shot which I have previously praised. This episode's ending, however, is probably a top 3 moment of the show for me, and one of those moments that is massively elevated from the original source material. The moment of Okarun telling Momo that his real name is Ken Takakura as the music hits and the spaceship blows up behind her to end the episode is not only an iconic shot that went on to be the Netflix icon, but the perfect capstone on this episode. It was after this moment that I knew that I was in for a good show that really cares about its adaptation and very much respects the source material. A fantastic start for the show. This is a phenomenal bookend to our first chunk of Dandadan, and it goes to show how much Science Saru cares. I think at this point in the life cycle of Dandadan, calling it an all-time great anime is quite hasty. But I don't feel that way about calling Dandadan an all-time great adaptation. Science Saru truly elevates every single little thing they can from the manga, making this anime such an amazing experience. There's a laundry list of little details that have been added that just make the show so much better. But Science Saru isn't the only reason this has all-time great adaptation potential, because this might be one of, if not my favorite anime dubs ever, and I'm saying this with only 24 episodes of content. AJ Beckles, Abby Trott, Lisa Reimold, Alex Lee, Bryce Pappenbrook, and every other voice actor a part of Dandadan Season 2 have all given it so much life, flavor, and especially humor. Dandadan just has the vibe that you're watching something special. Every single person on this project is giving it their A-game, and it shows. Overall, Dandadan Season 2 has been a special experience from start to finish. Dandadan Thursday basically became a ritual for me the past 12 weeks, and I can't wait for the next 12 weeks. Hopefully, sooner rather than later. I mean, what other show is giving us an ass-kicking granny coming to save the day in a UFO, a paranormal exorcism rock concert, a fight against Beethoven, and a kaiju mecha fight where the mech is Buddha? There's truly nothing like Dandadan, and there's no choice but to give Dandadan Season 2 a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching. What did you guys think of Dandadan Season 2? Did you love it just as much as me? Let me know down below. Hopefully you'll come back soon when I rank every episode of Dandadan from worst to best, but until then, like and subscribe for more content like this, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful day.